Hi, fellow traders. I'm making this video to give you an update on New Zealand dollar versus US dollar. I looked at New Zealand dollar as I changed my plan and went back to my previous plan for Euro USD and GBP USD. So this is the same rectangle which I had already shown in the second last analysis, and this has not been broken to the upside. Instead, it has been broken to the downside. So we have already taken sell position right at uh, right at closure of this candle. The reason behind taking sell position is this is price behavior, which confirms breakout to the downside. If you look at the previous price behavior, last time price went here, but returned right back in the very next candle. Price fell down, returned right back in the very next in the same candle. If we go back to half an hour, then this would look like this, returning candle. Price fell down, came around the lower border, returned right back in the very next candle. Same thing is not happening this time. Price came down, penetrated, made a new low below previous two lows, and still going to the downside for 35 minutes. So that's why we have taken sell position, and this time our target is different from the from the target or previous sell position of New Zealand dollar. So in previous sell position, I was just targeting this 30%, and 30% will be completed anytime soon, and this is not going to be the support level, because now price has made some different kind of pattern that can be considered as the new ABCD: A, B, C, and D to the downside, and this D is coinciding with 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level. So this is making a support cluster here. You can see 65.887 and 65.844. So there is only difference of difference of only 3 pips. So this is going to be the next destination of New Zealand dollar. Another thing is the nature of New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar doesn't retraces much, and it keeps going in one direction for quite a long time. Whether you look at the previous movement to the downside here, looks this was a very big swing from here to here, and then this also is a very big swing. So a swing of New Zealand dollar is always like always a big trend, a big movement. Even if you look at this tiniest swing, this was the tiniest swing. This was 132 pips. Previous this one was 142. All other swings are bigger than this. So this time the swing can easily be 164, because this movement has already uh, this movement has already uh, changed the trend. This daily candle has closed below this MACD predictor, and this retracement has already taken place. Further retracement could have been possible if price would return back from here to the upside. But if price didn't return back, it would fall further, and it will go to the next destination, which is this area. So and I think there are some other tools which I don't need right now. So let me just remove their labels, so chart will look clean and clutter free. If we look at 1 hour, everything is fine here. RSI struggled around 50, couldn't make any very fast angle like this. If RSI was going like this, and if it kept going like this to the upside, then it would be considered a real change, and it would not make such a rectangle kind of consolidation. But you can see that the RSI, after this movement, RSI struggled to the sideways and finally broke into the downside, and this is the very clear signal that price is really weakening, and we can easily target this 38 point. We can target this area, 38.2, 38.2, and the same thing is Fibonacci extension 100. There is 65.88, 65.69. Let me check if this extension is correct. Yeah, it's correct. So rather than going for 100% extension, I'll exit already at 38.2, because 38.2 will be considered as more significant support rather than this 100, and there will be a price reaction right here. So I'll suggest this target, and let's measure our risk and reward. So from this point, our risk is 38 pips, because I have set my SL above few pips above this high, recent high. Because if this high will be broken, market will further retrace to the upside. So there is no sense of keeping the position, holding onto the position if it goes above. Rather, we should be waiting for further movement, and then we should look for further opportunity if it goes up, and then again it gives opportunity of selling around 0.67 or something like that. But right now, this is the point where we should place our stop loss, and the take profit is 54 pips. So obviously it's better than our risk, 30 almost 36-37 pips risk, and reward is 53 or 52 pips. So that's a nice trade. Thank you for watching. Have a nice trading session ahead.